Clint with Kennon Heating and Air. So today we're going to talk about the second part in our series. You're thinking about replacing your air conditioner, or you're facing replacing your air conditioner. So the next thing I want to talk about is how to choose an air conditioning contractor to replace your air conditioner, because that is probably as important, maybe more, than the actual air conditioner that you put into your home. Because your air conditioner is not like a car where you go to a dealership and the car's been assembled by General Motors or whoever it may be and then sent to the dealership. Air conditioners come in a bunch of different pieces, and that contractor has to put them all together inside your home to make sure they work efficiently and properly. So, picking the air conditioning company, very important. The first place you need to start is with the air conditioner contractor. So, I'm going to run you through a few things, tell you what I would do if, of course, I was looking for somebody, and it really applies to not just air conditioning, but any kind of trade. You're going to pick your air conditioning contractor. A lot of people, they have their own process. Me personally, this is what I like. I like a local, family-run business. That way, if something happens, I can call and say, hey, look, I've got a problem, and I feel like they're going to understand. They're going to take better care of me. They need their customers more than a big, giant company, corporation. That's why I deal with local companies in my area that I know they're family-owned, family-operated. So, but that being said, you still have to vet them. So we're going to go through that process and talk about what you can look for, how to do it, and all that, places to go to find this information. What you want to look for is you want to look for a company that is large enough that they can take care of your needs. Because everybody knows the one-man show, he may not be able to service your air conditioner when you need him. So if he comes out, he puts an air conditioner in your home, it breaks down a couple weeks later, well, he's swamped, I can't get to you for another week or two, probably not the best fit. So you want to look for a company that is large enough that they have multiple people working there. If one guy's busy, they can send another guy out there. You want to pick a company that's the right size. Let's keep your dollars in where you live. Keep it in the community. Help out these small family-run companies, because those companies are going to be the ones out there supporting your baseball teams. They're going to be the ones in the community buying things from other small businesses as well. If you find a company, do a little research, you can kind of figure out who the big boys are and who the small ones are and who the middle-sized ones are. So once you do that, what you want to do is you want to kind of go through, you still want to go through a vetting process. I know a lot of people take a lot of referrals. Your neighbor, they just had their air conditioner replaced, no problem, right? Well, you still need to do some research, because just because your neighbor had a good experience doesn't necessarily mean that everybody that company worked for had a good experience. So if your neighbor recommended a company, let's just say you talked to your neighbor and he said, hey, look, Kennon Heating and Air, they're great, came out here, did a good job, loved them. Look, still do your homework, because just because that customer had a good experience doesn't mean you are. So what you want to do is you want to go to the internet, and what I'm going to tell you to do. Go to Google the name, look at the reviews. But with that being said, I don't want you just to look at the reviews, because there's companies out there that have thousands of reviews. There's companies out there that have very few. It's all over the place. Most of them, I can go in there and I can type heating and air near me right now, and what I'm going to find? They pretty much all look the same. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to do some digging. I want you to pull up the review. I want you to look at the worst ones. I want you to look at the 1 stars. Okay? So I want you to look at how many 1 stars they got. I want you to pull them up. Now I want you to actually read them. Because you know why? Because I'll be honest with you, I've got some 1-star reviews. They don't say a thing in there. Well, you know what? I disregard that. I look at that as a disgruntled employee maybe put that on there. I look at it as maybe a competitor's put it on there. So those don't hold weight to me. I take that into consideration for every company. As a small business owner, I know how it is. There's people that are vindictive out there. They don't care. So if you pull up a 1-star review and there's nothing there, ignore it. I don't care who it is. If it's a car dealership, if it's a heating and air company, if it's a movie theater, whatever it is, ignore it. What you want to look for is you want to look for those reviews that have 3 pages of text that somebody sat there and they're really mad and they've sat there and they've typed in, they've actually taken the time to outlay this problem and address it. Those are relevant reviews. Those are the ones you're looking for, because that's going to tell a story about how a company actually operates. Those are more important to me than 5-star reviews. I don't care if a company's got 10,000 5-star reviews and they've got 5 1-star reviews but there's 3 paragraphs each one. That's going to tell the tale of that company and how they operate and how they care about their customers. Because nobody's going to take the time to sit there and do that unless they're really aggravated and they have a huge grievance with that company. All right, so let's say you've gone through your reviews and you've read all their 1-star reviews and all that. Now the next thing you want to do, go to a Better Business Bureau. Better Business Bureau's been around a long time. Even if you're not on Google or whatever it is, a company, you can still have a complaint with the Better Business Bureau. Usually once it's been escalated to the Better Business Bureau, whatever customer that's left that bad review, they have a huge grievance. They've got something they've got to express, and they've escalated it to the Better Business Bureau. So that's a really good source that you can go into and find out how a company takes care of their customers. Because I guarantee you there's no company out there that has perfect 5 stars everywhere. But there are companies out there that do not have grievances with or complaints with the Better Business Bureau. You want to look for a company that's rated A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Because obviously, if you're A+ with the Better Business Bureau, that comes with a lot of things. It's not something they just give out to everybody. It's not just based on reviews. It's based on how they take care of their customers. If they've had complaints, that company will work with the customer. Because I guarantee you, in this industry or any trade, whatever it may be, there's going to be a problem. But what's important is how that company takes care of that problem. Because believe me, we've not done everything right every time. We've had mistakes here and there, but we make sure we take care of our customer and make sure we make it right every single time. That's why when you read our reviews and you go to the Better Business Bureau, you won't see a 3-page essay on what we did wrong. You may see, all you're going to see is what we did right or what we did to make it right. So the Better Business Bureau, another good resource. You can take a look at that and read through the complaints, look at the rating and things like that. So you go through your vetting process. You've gotten a referral from Miss Jones next door. She said, hey, Kennon Heating, they're awesome. You went online, looked at Google, looked pretty good, got mostly 5-star reviews, no complaints on the Better Business Bureau, all that stuff. All right, well, we're not stopping there. This is a big project, so it's a lot of money to spend. You want to make sure you pick the right person. So we're going to talk about license, insurance, and bonding. They used to throw this term around a lot. I know a lot of times people used to have it on their trucks and all this, licensed, insured, bonded, all this stuff. That's very important. In Georgia, you have to be licensed with the Secretary of State with a conditioned air license to do work at anybody's home on their air conditioner, heating and air. So it's very important they are licensed, because if they're not, it doesn't matter what they do at your house, who they got their equipment from, it voids your warranty. You have to have your air conditioner installed by a licensed contractor. I don't care what brand they sell. I don't care what they say. You have to have a license with the state of Georgia in order to work on somebody's home. You can go to the Georgia Secretary of State. You can ask a company for the license number. They can give it to you. You can go on there, verify it's in good standing. You can see if they have any complaints against them, all that good stuff. So you want to make sure they have their license, of course. So you can just go to Secretary of State, go to licensing. You can verify a license, verify complaints, all that stuff. So make sure they have to be licensed in Georgia. That's a huge mistake if you use an unlicensed contractor, because at that point, if you don't use a licensed contractor, you become liable at that point. I'm going to knock out the bonding thing real quick, because a lot of people ask if we're bonded. Bonding is a misconception. Yes, we can get bonded. Bonding is for large jobs, commercial jobs, things that you generally cost $100,000 or more. A bond is put in place to make sure the contractor finishes the job completely. So generally, the only time a bond is required is if you're doing a large commercial job. Residential replacements is not worth having a bond. So that being said, insurance. Insurance is big because, of course, it protects the customer. Liability insurance, workers' comp, all that good stuff. I don't know if a lot of people don't know this, but if a contractor comes to your home and he doesn't have workers' comp, he sends one of his employees out there, and let's say he falls through the ceiling. Happens all the time. If that employee gets hurt, your homeowners is responsible for his workers' comp and his medical bills if that contractor is not insured. So make sure they have insurance. And that being said, we will show you a certificate of liability if you'd like, but one of the things that happens is a lot of contractors will go out, they'll get a policy, print out the certificate of liability, and then cancel the next month because it's based on a month-to-month payment. So what you need to do is, if you really want to take it a little bit further, call the insurance company that's on the certificate of liability and verify the guy's got insurance that's in good standing, it's in place, what the limits are on it. Because you don't want to have a contractor come out there that's not licensed and insured, any of that stuff, because you take a huge risk doing that. Because not only are you responsible for that guy's employees, but if you sell that house and something is wrong, that could come back on you. So you want to protect yourself. Just make sure the contractor is licensed, verify the license, verify the insurance, do all that stuff. Do your homework. At this point, you should feel like that contractor has a good reputation. If they passed all this screening process, then what you want to do is you want to sit down with that contractor, have them come out, do a load calculation on your home. A load calculation basically says what size air conditioner you need. Instead of just guessing or just replacing what you had in there, they can do a load calculation on it. They can give you different options. We give all of our customers 3 options. That way you can make the decision. Our comfort advisors, they don't make the decision for you. They give you the information, and you make the decision is best that is the best fit for you. Give us a call if you want us to come out and give you an estimate, or if you need some help. If you want to if you need some help going through the process, I can definitely give you a hand.